Hello, I'm Ben Maracle. Welcome to Where Hollywood is Taken Seriously. Today, I, along with my guest, Steven Sibilia, will be reviewing the movie Justice League, which is directed by Zack Snyder and written by Chris Terrio and Joss Whedon. Justice League takes place after the death of Superman. After his death, Batman feels obligated to create a group that consists of other superheroes. With the help of Wonder Woman, they start recruiting superheroes of all kinds. The team that becomes known as the Justice League must stop an evil creature named Steppenwolf. Steven, what did you think about Justice League?
Well, Ben, I can tell you this. The movie Justice League, despite its title, brings no justice to the DC Cinematic Universe. This movie is a fail in every sense of the word. Rarely the movie makes sense. There are probably like 2 points where the movie follows consistently from anything. One thing is the character Wonder Woman, which was one of the standout movies of this year, one of the only good movies in this universe so far.
Yeah.
And her character, I don't think the writers knew what they were doing when they wrote this character, because her story makes no sense. Like, she goes into, like, I never went out into battle, I always hid away, and, like, I never went out when I was called into battle. Which is a complete lie if you look at the last movie, where she got an email from Bruce Wayne, and then went right in to fight Doomsday and them. Superman, I also felt, was very poorly done in this movie. His jokes weren't that funny. His lip that they had to digitally remove, it would have been just much easier with either a fake mustache or just, I don't even know. I'm speechless on that. How they would have thought that looked okay in the least. His upper lip rarely moves the entire movie when he talks.
I didn't even think he was needed for the movie, to tell you the truth.
Really,
the character wasn't even needed.
Came in at the end, and the movie was like bad, and then it just went further down into just terribleness, if that's even a word, after Superman came on.
There were some funny one-liners.
Yeah,
though.
they did have some good jokes. They had one at the end with it was Batman and Superman, and it's when, how'd you get the house back from the bank? Batman, I bought the bank. I like that one. That was funny.
That was a good one.
And then, did you want to say something about The Flash?
Oh, I hated Ezra Miller. I thought he was the worst out of all the superheroes that were in that
on the
movie.
team.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, there was no point. There was no point to that character.
We also didn't care about many of the characters either throughout the entire movie. Like, they could have, some could have been there, they could have not been there, wouldn't have made a difference, nobody would have cared. There was nothing to make us care. In this movie. Like with, say, Marvel, they did solo movies for all the Avengers, most of the Avengers, before they went into the Avengers. This one, they just threw a bunch of characters together and wrote small, rush backstories for each one of them. And it just, it's just a bunch of stuff thrown together. And
It was a bunch of stuff. It's like, there could have been an intermission, almost.
Yeah.
And then had the second part where, okay, the characters are recruited, now let's begin our adventure.
And then, also, the villain, Steppenwolf, made just the weakest villain I've ever seen. He was like a side character in the movie, which the villain in a movie should be a main character, up with the protagonist. But Steppenwolf was just beside having terrible CGI work and looking like an action figure the entire time, he just didn't make any sense. Nothing he said was of any value to the movie whatsoever. His plan wasn't creative. It was like someone had brought up, like Joss Whedon was brought onto this project, and It was like another story where a horny helmeted villain,
Yeah.
Loki had a horned helmet in Avengers,
Yeah.
has this army of aliens, same thing as Avengers, and they're going after a cube. It's the same thing,
It is.
yet just done poorly.
And, well, he was a horrible writer
Yeah,
for this
really
movie.
bad.
And, you know, Zack Snyder had to leave for personal reasons,
Yeah.
but still, you know what?
They
It's just, that's no excuse.
just cancel it after that, or
Yeah.
anything. And then Cyborg, I thought Ray Fisher did a good job acting with what he was given. It's too bad his character didn't look good at all. One of those other characters, terrible CGI.
Well, we can talk hours about CGI, but I
Oh,
can
my.
tell you, I thought I was watching a video game 99%
That's what
of
it
the
looked
time.
like. Video game from like 2002 or something, like a PlayStation 2 game or something like that.
Oh, it was awful CGI.
Yeah.
I've never seen such horrible CGI this
Terrible
year.
green screens too.
Yeah.
It's 2017. How much money did they have?
Oh, I'm sure they spent a fortune.
Yeah.
But this movie was awful.
Yeah, and also tonally incorrect too. Like they started out, they play that Leonard Cohen cover of Everybody Knows, and then it's supposed to show like, okay, now the world falls apart for some reason now that Superman's gone, even though you have Wonder Woman and Batman. But whatever, the world falls apart. And so it's like sad and depressing, and then they start joking around, and then they go back to sad and depressing. They start joking around, and it's like, what am I supposed to be watching or focused on here?
And that's where it probably comes in that Joss Whedon.
Joss Whedon did all that, yeah.
And he just didn't know how to throw jokes in when, as far as I know, he's never directed a DC Universe movie.
He has not. Oh, man. He should have stopped after Avengers.
Yep, he sure did.
Anyways,
Well, thank you very much for coming on.
thank you.
Yep. And what do you give it?
I give Justice League a D-.
I do not accept any apologies from Hollywood, nor do I accept any excuses from Hollywood. I give Justice League an F-. Thanks for watching, and I hope you keep watching my future reviews. You can like Where Hollywood is Taken Seriously on Facebook. You can also email me at wherehollywoodistakenseriously@gmail.com with your thoughts and opinions on Justice League. And remember, this is where Hollywood is taken seriously.